Nearly 2/3 of this province is forested. Let's meet one of the people responsible for the management of it, the forester. Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Jacques.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm glad you could make it today. Let's go into the office and have a look around.
Great.
Okay. My name is Jacques Verstagna. I'm a practice forester with BC Timber Sales in Terrace, BC. A forester is someone who looks after the interests of the forests regardless of the industry that he's working for. We gather all sorts of information for wildlife and terrain stability, archaeological features. It's not limited to the forest industry, but we can also be working with independent power producers, mines, oil and gas, all those industries. There really isn't a typical day. It can be, a day in the office in front of a computer screen or meeting with people. Or we can be up early in the morning, off into the woods, go hiking for the day, gather information out there. Transportation is always the most fun part. We can be driving out there in a pickup truck or flying in a helicopter or using ATVs, all those types of modes of transportation to get there, it makes it an adventure every day. So, Brian, what we're looking at here is a topographical map that contains a tremendous amount of information. It's important that you're able to, as a forester, to be able to read that map and understand that it's three-dimensional out in the field. These are elevations to tell you, are you in high elevation, are you at the top of the mountain, or are you in the valley bottom?
Okay, well, maybe we can get out there and have a look at what this really looks like from the ground floor.
That'd be great, let's go.
All right.
It can be a 9-to-5 job, working in an office, or it can be 18-hour days spent driving to someplace, working in the field for the day. So watch your step right there.
Oh, sure. I mean, this has got to be a big part of your job is just being aware of your surroundings, right?
All the time. You need to be aware of your footing, the landscape around you, wildlife. Safety is a constant thing for us.
Big part of the job.
It is. I went to the University of British Columbia and I took the forestry program there. From there, I actually worked in Prince Rupert for a year with the Ministry of Forests at the time and spent my time flying around in helicopters, going to different places. To become a forester, a professional forester, it's a requirement to have a higher level education. Typically, the direct route is through university. In order to be considered to be a professional forester, you need to be registered with the Association of BC Forest Professionals. So that also requires a 2-year registration process and a 2-year articling time, and then a large exam that you write in order to become registered.
All right, Jock, what are we looking at here?
This is a lodgepole pine tree that you're about to measure.
Yeah.
And this is part of the process of measuring the volume of this tree and ultimately the value and volume of this stand.
Sure.
You have to have some basic math skills and be accurate in your measurements to be able to do this kind of job. It's very important. This is the groundwork for any kind of industrial operation. Forestry is a huge industry in British Columbia. You can be anything from the person on the ground to the person making the laws that guide forestry in general in the province. And the opportunities for employment in there will be continuous. For someone that's coming into forestry, you need to understand forests and work in the forests at the outset of your career. The education that you get from universities or technical institutes is great, but it has to be bound together with practical experience in the field. From a very young age, I got through my parents going camping, the enjoyment of being out just being outdoors. And that, for me, is one of the most rewarding things.
Well, you've got a great job here.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Well, thanks for showing me around, Jacques. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Once again, I'm Brian for Career Track, reminding you that this career could be yours. See you next time. Wait, how do I get out of here?